Okay, we're back. You guys are like, what the hell's... The last 170 minutes of video, Steven apparently wants to...
He needs more floor
Make
time.
a few
more floor time.
more floor time. Okay, so what are you doing here?
So I want to say a couple things about Magic generally. The first is that what makes Magic such a productive and amazing game is not that it's backward looking, but that it's forward looking. The game is inherently modular and infinitely permutable. That means you can make formats, but it's the inherent design of the game is such that you can make an infinite array of formats and that you can make infinite kinds of sets. There's no limit on what Magic can be in the future. And this idea that you have to have some special mythic thing that's in the past, I don't think that's necessary to
You guys gotta watch the last video about Mythic.
I think that's not necessary to Magic's success. Does it enhance Magic? Probably.
Very much so.
Probably.
Thank
but
you.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
it's necessary to its success. If you were to snap your fingers with the Infinity Gauntlet right now and make every single Magic card before the year 2000 disappear from existence, including memory, Magic still has an incredibly bright future because Magic is about the future.
That's bullshit.
Not the,
That's absolutely
Magic-
bullshit. What you just said
Thanks
was...
for being Switzerland, by the way.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Magic's success, Daniel, is about new
You're
sets.
eliminating
Daniel,
Infinity Gauntlet,
Dan-
2000
Daniel,
whatever.
Daniel.
You're eliminating the history of Magic because of what you're
no,
commercializing
no.
is some kind of Thomas Kincaid print again.
Daniel, are you going to be Switzerland or are you going to continue
No,
to let me make my
we're in
point?
Germany right now. Screw
Look,
this.
Listen. Here's the thing about Magic. Magic exists by a company who prints sets to sell cards. That's why it exists. It continues to make new sets every year and sell those sets.
Yes.
Magic's continued success depends on the success of the company in selling those cards. It has nothing to do with the secondary market. Wizards has nothing to do with the secondary market. It sells cards. What makes Magic an amazing game is that it's infinitely permutable. You can continue to make new permutations of the game, new formats, new sets, new mechanics, new cards. That's what makes Magic forward-facing. Now, I agree that having these mythic things in the past, we're getting towards the Swiss Alps, by the way. You can see them right there.
Coming up on the horizon.
It's beautiful. But what the mistake that's made, is that Magic is more about its future than its past. Now, I think for old school players, we care more about the past. And I think it's great. I agree with Brian. It probably enhances the game to have these mythic things. But for vintage and legacy players who need... The reason his Star Wars Galaxy analogy completely fails is because to play Star Wars Galaxy and enjoy it, you don't have to be a Jedi. But in order to play Vintage, you have to have power. In order to play Legacy, you have to have dual lands. These formats...
But you can enjoy Magic without playing those formats.
But listen to this. There are a limited number of constructed formats that Magic sanctions. Those sanctioned formats are Vintage, Legacy, Modern, Standard, and Limited. And there may be... those are the sanctioned formats, right?
And also Dual Standard. And Dual Standard.
What you're saying, what Brian's... Basically, his objection to the reserve list is essentially an argument that demythologizing, which I think is false, by the cards by abolishing the reserve list. And by the way, I don't even know whether his argument hinges upon its abolition or its abolition and reprinting cards. But he's saying that
one would presume the other.
Not at all. Totally disagree. I think you could easily abolish the reserve list without reprinting power.
What would be the point?
The point is so that you could reprint Phyrexian Negator. You could in things like that in new sets and standard.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a different
You didn't ask that. I mean, that's exactly
Fine.
why they wanted to reprint.
That's not abolishing the reserve list. That's just changing it.
But that's why they wanted. No, the whole reason they wanted to abolish the reserve list is because there were cards they wanted to reprint in new sets. They couldn't. Like
maybe refining the reserve list would be changing. Would be better. What do you think? How about not the Power 9, not the dual lands, but how about Phyrexian
Like I
Negator?
said, that's just changing.
Let me just finish the point.
Fine.
The point is that the Star Wars Galaxy thing is completely an opposite because in order to play these formats, you have to have those cards. I think that the greater good of Magic in every aspect of allowing Wizards to use old cards in new sets, like Phyrexian Negator, to allow Power 9 to be reprinted so that people can have more power to play Vintage, to allow more dual lands to be reprinted so Legacy can be more easily accessible. I think all that can occur with virtually no harm to the price of alpha beta cards. I think the reserve list cards, those old valuable cards, are so unique you cannot cheapen them.
How about revised dual lands? Will that cheapen it?
It probably would reduce them, but still, if you have different, but if you have
Probably,
but it's not a guarantee.
It will.
Listen,
100%.
Daniel, look,
You're okay with that. You're gutting the market, so everybody is just, let's just distribute them like Bernie Sanders business cards. Or that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Daniel.
Freaking communist.
There are exogenous shocks which cause prices to fall all the time. You know what happened when they stopped? Remember about 15 years ago when dual lands were finally removed out of, what was it, extended?
Yeah.
They ceased creating, you know what happened to dual lands? They fell to $2 or $3 a piece. case. I bought a bunch of them then. I remember people came in the stores trying to get rid of them.
$2 or $3.
They were like $5 for like the non-blue ones. They were that cheap. They were really, really cheap. They went from being like $20 cards, $30 cards to like $5 overnight. Look, if they reprinted dual lands with bad art, I agree. The revised, but over time, people would eventually want them. Blah blah blah. And you know what? That doesn't cheapen the revised one in the sense of the patina.
Oh, it does.
But the patina. I think that if that were true, then why is Alpha Sarah Angel not cheapened by M10 ones? You don't cheapen an Alpha Black Lotus by printing a Chris Ron Black Lotus. You don't cheapen it. It's ridiculous. Alpha Black Lotus is always going to be iconic and special. You can't cheapen it. You can't cheapen it by reprinting it. It doesn't happen.
You cheapen what a Lotus represents.
Which
That's
is what?
I'm talking about.
That's Alpha Black Lotus.
I just made a point about
Yeah, but
what
Alpha
it represents.
Black Lotus, Alpha Black Lotus, Unlimited Black Lotus, the original Art Black Lotus that was printed in 1993
Steven.
will always be special.
Okay, hold on a sec.
It will always
Hold
be
on a
chase
sec.
card.
Revised booster boxes are like $7,500 per pack. It's like $200 something. The people that are opening these cards have an EV of very crap EV, right? But you know the reason why they open them? Hold on, no. Not just the dual lands. It's the fact that you are opening.
Revised.
No,
You're making my argument.
you are opening it because you want to time travel back to the point of history when you were a kid.
That can't be cheapened by reprints.
Yes, because then everybody else in the freaking
Daniel,
hold on a sec.
What
Hold
you
on.
just said was you open revised packs
Okay.
to time travel.
Hold
in
on a sec.
1994.
Hold on a sec. So I'm gonna time
Reprinting
travel.
doesn't time travel.
So I'm gonna buy a box of old school masters.
The only way that
And there's gonna be dual lands galore.
The only
You're
way you
telling me that
revised.
who the hell is gonna want to buy revised booster
The
packs?
only way you cheapen the experience of opening a revised booster box is if Wizards abolishes the reserve list and then reprints revised. That's the only way. You don't cheapen a revised booster box has all the.
So there's no financial impact at all
That's
to
not what I
revise.
said.
Okay.
You're not making it a financial argument. You're making both of you.
You cheapen the history. That's what I'm saying.
And
You
I'm saying
cheapen
you
it.
can't cheapen the history.
Yes, you
Having
do.
an unlimited beta alpha Black Lotus will always be a chase. Listen, everyone who's watching this article.
Video. That's not an article,
This
it's a video.
video. Think about an alpha beta unlimited Black Lotus. Look at one. Take it out of your hand. Look at that right now.
Well, they may not order it.
Take it out of your deck.
No, Steven, they don't have to do that because you're
Look at
abolishing the reserve list. They just buy one at their Kmart for $10.
Yeah.
Exactly, right, Brian? Then you might as well just go to your
My
local.
point.
Hold on, everybody, go to the Amazon.com. $2.50. You can buy your. You know what? Buy your own Black Lotus.
If you have an alpha,
Just-
but you're
No.
actually missing the point. To everyone who's watching the video, if you are special enough, according to them, to own an alpha beta
Oh my
unlimited
God,
Black Lotus,
is this the elitist?
No, you are. You're
Christ,
being
why'd you
elitist.
just do that?
Because it's true.
Now we have to defend
If-
ourselves.
If
You
you are,
son of a bitch.
if you're special enough to own one of
Oh
those,
my.
take it out and take a look at it. Now imagine that the Chris Ron one is printed, and you are able to get one. Wouldn't you still want the Dan Frazier one? Yes, or the Chris Rush one. Absolutely, you would. Absolutely, you would, because that's special.
We never.
Chris Ron
Hold
one
on a second,
isn't.
Steven, apologize. You can't do that. We're not elitists. You can't. Now you're okay. Hold on.
You are.
You want to defend? Oh
are-
my
you're
God!
both
For the
elitists.
love of God.
You are being elitist.
Brian, you want to debate this one?
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done with this debate. We're not elitists. If you want to
elitist.
talk about this,
They don't want you to have Black Lotuses because they
that's
want
not
it to be a
what I'm.
chase.
That's not what I'm saying.
You are.
Brian, that's not what we're saying.
It is not. I
the
want,
love
I
of
want
God.
the Black Lotus to be out there, somewhere out there, as an
Where it's hard to
aspirational
get.
goal,
Really
where it's
hard to
hard to
get.
get and inaccessible.
Which
because
means that
things
most of you
like
won't
that
ever
in
get
the
it.
world are good. It is good to have aspirational.
It's not
goals.
elitist.
That is what has
It's
driven.
historical. It's special.
If you want to be able to play
what has
vintage, you
driven
need it. You need
human
it.
endeavor since time immemorial is having
Opportunities.
special things out there that occupy this rarefied space where people devote
Look,
years of their lives to having them.
if
Those
you-
are good things.
Black
If you
Lotus
want to be
should not be
if
that
you
thing.
want to be
Black
Thanos,
Lotus should
hey,
not
hold
be
on a
that
second.
thing.
If you want to be Thanos, you have to conquer the world yourself.
Black
Okay?
Lotus should be played. It should be played by vintage players, and Dual Land should be played by legacy players, and they should reprint it so people can play
It's
it.
a bullshit broken card. It shows Ancestral Recall, and those cards shouldn't probably
But the
be
formats are
played.
great. You should reprint them so that people can play. Dual Lands are fundamental to playing Legacy.
Okay.
Reprint Dual Lands for Legacy.
Last question in this video. Why has Wizards, not then Steven, reprinted the reserve list?
Because they're afraid of getting sued. That's simple. Class action
And
suit.
do you think none of it is because of what Brian's saying?
No. Mark Rosewater.
Do you think they don't consider
Mark
it all?
Rosewater is on record saying he wants to abolish it so they can put cards like Phyrexian Negator in packs.
Fine.
They want
I'll
it.
tell you what. Mark Rosewater is a good friend of mine. Next time I hang out with him, I will ask him his stance currently on the reserve
He
list.
said it publicly.
Right, I understand. I will ask him personally.
Ask him the patina.
The Patina.
I will ask him about his current stance on reserve list and see what he has to say about it, and I'll let you know what he says.
All right.
Currently, what his current state of
But I
mind
know
is
it's not
about it.
just him. It's a lot of people at Wizards wanted that.
All right, guys, this is the last video for this ride. See you guys later.